So we're getting all kinds of errors. And like I said, this hasn't been flown since it went crazy last time. So what's going on, guys? Mr. Monster here. First vlog ever, so don't be too freaking hard on me now. So the reason I'm doing this vlog is a couple weeks ago I bought a DJI Mavic Pro Flymore combo. So super stoked, get it home. You know, I do all the stuff in the directions to get it ready to fly, charge the batteries, the updates, the whole 9 yards. I fly it that night, no problem, right? I just kind of took off from my driveway, fly it a little bit. I only used one battery, and everything went fine. So the next day, me and one of my friends, we went out to the lake, and we were going to try to get some cool shots of her riding out there on her motorcycle. And right when I turned it on, the first flight of the day, did everything again, you know, the same. Let it warm up, let it, you know, go through its cycle, everything they say, you know. And I always wait for on the controller for it to say, you know, ready to go, GPS signal, all that stuff. And as soon as it takes off, pardon my mess because I'm getting ready to go out of town, but as soon as it takes off, it got up like maybe a couple feet, and then it literally just flipped over like this and landed right on its back. And it said compass failure, you know, recalibrate compass. So I'm like, okay. So I do that, recalibrate the compass, flew it a little bit, no problem. Well, then we moved to a different location, did everything, you know, again to get it ready to fly, and it flew for like 10-15 minutes, you know, just fine. And then when we were on the way, I was trying to fly it like back down this street, and it was just flying along as like maybe 6 feet off the ground, 7 feet off the ground, I think is what the flight data said, and it was going like 10.3 miles an hour, and the motors just shut off while it was in the air, and it just freaking belly flopped in the road. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know, $1,300 just belly flopped in the road. And so it did quite a bit of damage at first. It like dinged all this up, it broke one of these legs, it broke one of these legs, you know, damaged the camera, and all of that. And I had a filter on the camera which actually took most of the blow. So when I first bought the drone, I had purchased the DJI Care Plus package. It's like $100. You have like 48 hours to buy that. So I go, and first of all I want to say DJI is not the easiest company to negotiate through all of their online, you know, it's not as easy as what you would think. So I ended up having to call them and talk to a few people, and then I ended up actually having to get kind of nasty with this woman, and then she's like, oh, okay, you're upset, let us take care of you. So she's like, no problem, we'll figure out, you know, what's wrong with the drone. Mind you, I hadn't even had it for 48 hours when it crashed. So I send it in, and you know, they had it for like a week, a little over a week, and then they sent me an email with a list of everything that was needed to be replaced, basically, and it was like $134. But with the DJI Care, you have to pay $80, like an $80 deductible, I guess you'd say. So at that point, I'm like, wow, I just paid $180 for $134 worth of repairs. And it really ticked me off because, and here's where the warning is. So even though I was flying it and it just shut off, what they said in the email was that there was nothing wrong with the drone. It detected a mid-air impact, which is impossible because it was literally just flying down the street. But they said it detected a mid-air impact and it did an emergency shutdown, which is why it did what it did. And then they also blamed it on it that, you know, it probably didn't have good GPS signal strength. So I was like, well, that's total crap, because when you look at the flight log, you know, it says something completely different. I might be able to put a thumbnail up of the actual flight log, because I think it says how many GPS satellites that it's connected to at any given time. So I was like, you know, whatever. Just be warned that something I've learned is I'm going to film all the time. I didn't actually have the camera recording when that happened, and I really wish I would have, because you would have been able to clearly see it didn't crash in anything and it just dropped out of the sky. However, so they did send me this drone, which honestly looks like a brand new drone. It had all the stickers and stuff on it again. So I don't know if it actually is a brand new drone. I'll have to check the serial number and whatnot. But I haven't flown it yet, so I had to like update it and do all that stuff again. So I'm going to do that in this video, and hopefully this thing doesn't do anything crazy, because I'll be freaking ticked. But yeah. So we'll get to the flying and stuff, but I just wanted to warn everybody, if you are getting into these drones, just know that DJI can use this technology to get out of stuff, essentially. If I would have had video proof of what happened, then I would have been able to be like, hey, watch this video, it didn't hit anything, give me a new drone. But I didn't, so I kind of was just at their mercy of what they were saying was in the flight data. So I would definitely be super cautious about that, as far as letting the drone, you know, warm up, do all of its stuff. That's obviously really important. But also, you know, recording with the camera on the drone, and maybe also even recording with like a GoPro from the ground, just in case anything happens. Because like you've seen the YouTube videos where like some of these drones just fly away and crazy stuff, and you know, people are like, oh my gosh, my drone. But if you don't have any photographic evidence or video evidence of what happened, then you're at the mercy of whatever. Literally, they can say whatever they want to say, and you can't do anything about it. So just be aware of that. Bye to the monster for the weekend, because I don't get to ride. So sad, so sad. And the Diavel is not being ridden either. That's like the worst part about traveling out of town, is when you have to leave your bike behind. Like, how horrible. Oh my goodness. Alright guys, so we're going to test this drone out now. Didn't actually get to do anything with it this weekend because I was super busy. So we'll go through kind of the steps here of getting it ready. You want to obviously unfold everything on the drone. Make sure your little propellers are out, and then remove this dome and also your gimbal lock. And then to prepare the controller, these antennas just kind of flip up like so. And then my phone's actually huge, so the way I actually get this to work, so I have to take it out of the case and kind of really squeeze it in there, and then I have to run my cord on the outside, and it just barely goes in like that. So that's pretty much everything ready other than turning it on. So to turn the controller on, you just give it a double tap and it boots up like that. And then we'll actually turn this on down here, maybe over here a little bit more. And same thing, double tap, and then it'll start to light up. Pretty simple there. And then once it's connected, so it's got magnetic interference. So that's probably, I've heard people having this issue before with like rebar in like concrete surfaces. So we'll try this again here. See what it says this time. So we're getting all kinds of errors. And like I said, this hasn't been flown since it went crazy last time. So we're going to calibrate the compass. And that is actually how it failed last time.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
So now it says ready to go. We're in beginner mode. So according to the app, as you can see, everything is good to go, which this is how it was last time. But like I said, they just shut off in midair. So yeah, can't be mad at those results. But yeah, as you can see, it's getting pretty dark now, so we're gonna call it a night. But thanks for watching my first video. Hopefully it's not too long. I know I did a lot of recording for this, but I wanted you guys to know kind of what my experience has been so far with DJI, and I think they've, for the most part, you know, corrected themselves. I'm still a little upset about how they handled the warranty issue and telling me that I crashed it into something. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again. I'm definitely going to record more flights, and yeah, hopefully that doesn't ever happen again, because that sucked. And I was without my drone for like 2.5 weeks, so yeah, but we'll see. Stay tuned. Sorry my first video wasn't about motorcycles, but that's probably how this channel is going to go. It'll just be a little bit about everything. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.